Okay. Hello, everyone, and my name is Serena. I will be your host today. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm super excited to have you all here for the MeDo Hackathon for the live stream. Before we dive in, I actually want to start with a quick question for everyone. Have you ever have an idea for build a product, but you didn't have to know how to build it? Maybe it's just a small product, small tool, like the website or even a game. But you thought, oh no, I can't code. I guess I can't do it. But here's the good news for everyone. With the MeDo, you can actually turn your idea into a real working application just by describing them. No coding is needed for you. That's exactly why we are hosting this live stream here and hosting this hackathon. Because it's just not a competition for everyone. It's really a chance for you to everyone to try to build something, to experiment, and actually bring your idea to the life. So for today's live stream, this is the agenda, and we will walk you through everything you need to get started. Here's what we will cover. First, I will give you a quick overview of the hackathon. I will talk about how it works and what it is and how you can join in. Then I will introduce the hackathon and introduce the MeDo and show you how it will help you to build your apps. Then, finally, we were very excited to have two amazing guest speakers to join us, sharing their real experience by building the project and also share their experience participating in another hackathons. Yes. All right, let's get started. So, what is the build me with the MeDo hackathons? I think that's a very many question asked by the audience. So, this is a global online hackathon where everyone can build and submit the AI power project by using the MeDo. So, whoever you are watching this, whatever you are creators or students or even a developer or even someone who with an ideas, you can participate in. Now let's quick go through the timeline. The hackathon is already live right now. And right now we are in the submission period. That means that you can start thinking about your ideas, build your project, and submit before the May 20th. After that, we will move into the judging period, and the winners will be announced around June 7th. To be honest, if you're thinking about participating, the best time to start is the now. So you can scan the QR code on the screen to check it out and to join with us. And next, who can participate in? These three types of people can join. The individuals, teams, which is up to 5 people, or even the organizations. So you can join with your solos or build with your friends, or also you can find your teammates in our Discord communities. I think it's up to yourself. Okay, now let's look at a video about how you can join. That's actually very simple. So go to the dev post page and search about Build Me with the MeDo Hackathons. And you can find every information of our hackathon competition here, like the requirements. It tells about you how to build, what you need to submissions. And everything is very detailed and clear and shown in there. You also can find the price, the judges here. Okay, so go to the top and click on the click hackathon button. And then you will go to the register or login page. And don't forget to log in and also register. It will keep you to get to the updates for the hackathon news. And then click on the Start Project button. Also, so everything here, list of the thing you need to submit. And you can get everything here and up to upload the file of your project here. Okay, so after you submit all of the file, you can click on submit the project so that you can successfully submit your project and successful for join. Okay, so now quickly on judging. We will evaluate a project based on your three things. The first is the creativity. It's about how original your idea is. The second is about implementations. It's about how you use the MeDo. The last is about user experience. So it's about how useful or enjoyable of your project is. Finally, I think the part is everyone the most have been looking for the most. That is the price. So you can see here, we have over $50,000 in total price. That's amazing, right? So there are plenty of the opportunity of you can get to the win. Let's start with the main awards. The first place, the second place, and the third place. These are open to all submissions. So everyone here has a chance to compete for the top prize and top spot. In addition to that, we have also have the category prize. So depending on what you build and what you submit, you can also stand out with a specific category. We also design some community and content-driven awards. That means you don't need to building very well, but you also can sharing and getting others involved. You can publish a piece of content like the video, photo, or blog into about your project or also your hackathon, MeDo Hackathon experience on the social media platform like the X, Instagram, or YouTube, and so on. So you should use the hashtag like that, build me with the MeDo, to join us for the Creative Content Award and also the Social Blaze Prize. All right, that's a quick overview of the hackathons. Next, let's move and take a look closer to the MeDo. If you ever have a product idea demanding for building your own apps or websites, but you feel coding was too hard, but I want to tell you, with the vibe coding tools like the MeDo, your dream will become the truth, or your idea can become the reality. So first, let's look at the introduction to the MeDo for our product head.
Hey guys, I'm Sean Zhu, product head of MeDo. I've been coding since middle school, over 20 years now. I always loved building things from scratch. But as projects grew, so did the pain, debugging, setup, endless frameworks. I realized that so many people have brilliant ideas, but they get stuck behind the same walls: code, cost, and complexity. That's why we built MeDo, a simple, powerful way to bring ideas to life. Fast, it's more than just a tool. It's a way for every dreamer to become a creator. Wanna build an e-commerce site? Just tell MeDo what you want.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I want to build my own online pet store, but building a website takes time, money, and lots of coding. Then I found MeDo. Now it's simple. One line, and my site is live. MeDo even designs the layout to match my style. That's step one done. Next up, managing all my products. And yep, that's just one more line. A full management dashboard pops up. I can track sales, manage inventory and orders, and even handle customer service all in one place. The store is taking shape, but to really make it stand out, I need some trump cards. Luckily, MeDo's plugin hub has everything I could imagine. Like this AI try-on feature, instantly see what a pet looks like in any outfit. You can also snap a cute ID photo, or even create a custom figurine of your pet. Then, add everything you love to the cart and check out. No coding, no setup headaches, just pure creation. And it's the easiest and most affordable way to bring my ideas to life.
In seconds, MeDo spins up your entire app. Interface, logic, database, plugins, all ready to go. That's what we call autopilot mode, where creativity drives and code follows, all powered by agents. Build big, spin small. That's the MeDo way. No code, no hustle. The future of creation is for everyone. MeDo is ready. Are you? Just say the word. That's all it takes.
So this video covers all the MeDo's missions. We make sure that a lack of the coding skills never stop a really good idea. And what's really interesting is, in the past, building a product could take weeks and cost thousands of the dollars. So how about now with the MeDo? Actually, you can building something in less than 1 hour. That's what we call high-frequency innovation. Also, after 8 months launches of the MeDo, we have seen many brightness ideas come true with the help of the MeDo. We have already serviced over 10 million users all around the world, and these apps were visited by more than 100,000 people every day. That's really amazing, right? First, let's look at one of our scenarios. So most importantly, it can generate full stack apps in every simple ways. Everyone can use the MeDo to create a personal tool which could be distributed into the different channels, from the product channels to the private communities. And we have riches ecosystems by providing over 50 professional plugins, including AI search, SMS verification, and script payments. So, what are the people actually building by the MeDo? Let's look at our global cases. So, that is the first of our creators. His name is Sean, and he is the gaming fan from the UK. And really interesting is, he had a zero background in the programming AI or the development, but he used the MeDo. So he was able to build his own virtual games named the High School Hearts. This really show how easy to create the games, or even someone have no development experience. So, and we are very excited that we have invited him to join us today live streams, and he will be showing his game development experience and also show his games with us laterally. And also for the second case is a bit different, which is focused on the education. A chemistry teacher who used the MeDo to create interactive games. The idea is to make complex chemical concept into more engaging for their student. So the student, instead of memorizing the formulas, they can actually play, which helps them to really remember to the knowledge. Now let's move to the personal creative app to more professional, let's say the business software. Many people might want you to know, can MeDo build professional tools for a company? So I will give you an answer right now. That is a big yes. We have something called deep search mode. And for more complex text, MeDo doesn't just generate code. It's actually work a bit like the consultant. It helps you to think about the business logic first, and then build based on that. You can even take a screenshot to tell MeDo what you want to change, which is super easy. And when something goes wrong, MeDo can actually fix it for you. It's an auto-fix feature that defeats and repair errors automatically, so you didn't have to debug everything by yourself. Another thing is that, and also really important, you can export the full screen code anytime. You can always in control of the project and your data. It's very transparent and flexible. Okay, so now let's also look at some cases for that. The first case is an internal system built by our team and using the MeDo. It's a human resource management platform. On the left side, you can see the company's financial management systems. This dashboard allows us to manage many dollars of the budget. And the right side is the human resource management system, which helps us to quickly respond to the demand, which helps the teams to quickly respond in the business need. And the system make the daily flow workflows more visible and significantly improve the cross-department cooperations. So building on that, the second case comes from the economy operators. As the video shows, they use the MeDo to build a business productivity tools with the multiple data dashboard, such as the product inventories, order trackings, and also the customer information. As a result, they have been able to streamline their order management and improve their overseas sales efficiency. And here's the bigger picture to think about. There are 8 billion people globally, but only less than 1% people has the professional experience, and they are the professional developer. That means that over 99% of the people cannot build with the tool the images. Big companies only focus on the big demand, like the social media or payment apps. But what about other 90%? There are specific and professional MeDo is designed for these 99% people. We wanted to empower everyone to become the AI builder. So don't let your idea just stay in your mind. Scan the QR code on the right side of the screen to learn more about the participate in the MeDo Hackathon. Okay, so that's a quick introduction of the MeDo. Instead of just hearing from me, we saw that it would be more valuable and to bring people in bring in the people who is actually using the MeDo. Today, we are really excited to have 2 amazing guests join us. Both of them have real experience building with the vibe coding and also participate in the hackathons. So, firstly, we invited Sean, the game developer who I just mentioned in the cases. Hi, Sean, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hello.
Okay, please introduce yourself and say hi to our audience.
Hi, guys. My name is Sean. I am from the United Kingdom. So today you'll be checking out my games that I've made. I hope you like it.
Okay, Sean. I think Sean has developed many fantastic games on the MeDo. And right now, today, he'd like to show them off. And I think I'm going to play his game right now.
Yeah,
Sean, are you
it's
ready for
another
that?
world. I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Let's get started. So when I go to the middle page, yes, in the marketplace, I find your game.
Yep, that's the one. There's my
Yes.
other one as well, High School Hearts.
Oh, yes, I see it there. Okay, for that, today we will show the another word.
Yep,
Let's
brilliant. That's the
begin
one.
your adventure.
So another world. So as you noticed as well, it's an animated front screen as well. So if anybody's interested and they want to know how you can do that, you can actually just get a photo, put it in ChatGPT, make a nice picture, and then there's a website you can use called Luma, which will actually animate the image for you, which would make that easier if you wanted to do something like that.
Oh, so can anyone hear the voice, the sound of the um
Oh yeah.
oh
So
yes.
you can't hear the sounds on this. There's only one sound I've made for this game, and it's the intro music. I haven't added any other sounds because adding
Yes.
like sounds onto the thing is quite difficult. So that's something I'll be doing like later on when the game's done.
Yes. That's a really fantastic and very fit of the and animate, I think. And so if I want to play the game, should I follow the
Yep.
quest here,
So
right?
yeah, so this is just the introduction to the game. So this will help you to like it's a bit like when you play an MMORPG, it gives you like a tutorial of like the introduction of the game. So if you go to Marcus, which should be in Luvahan in the center,
Okay,
it's in the
I want to complete the mission and go to
yep,
the
that's the one, yep.
marketplace.
Yep. So if you go to the main
I
city,
think that is a highlight way for the marketplace, right?
yep,
Oh, I find a marketplace.
there you go.
Oh, and I communicate with the Marcus.
So yeah, he'll give you a quest and he will tell you to kill goblins, like every favorite MMORPG game where it's always killing goblins at the beginning. So yeah, just click on what do you need to do. Brilliant. So now if you go back to the world map,
Okay, I need to go to the Forgotten Depths.
yep,
Oh, I find it, the
there you go.
highlight
Yep,
way. And I need to defeat 3 goblin groups.
that's the one. So just the first one there should be fine.
Level 1. I think it is more easy for me. So I will. Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
activate
So
attack.
there's 2 genders on this as well. So every so male and female characters have their own like skins. So depending on the gear you wear will determine what your armor looks like. So if you're a male, there's male skins like armor and stuff. And then if you're female, it will change automatically to a different style.
And what is that in magic?
Magic hasn't been done yet. It's
Okay.
all, yeah. So I got a little bit excited about it because I want to add range, mage, and melee. At the moment, I've only focused on melee because I want to make a foundation for the game so it's playable, but also there's quite a few things I need to add on as well.
Okay, so I will continue to attack this.
Yeah. So
Okay,
attack does
victory.
damage. Yeah, brilliant. And then at the end as well, it'll tell you the items that you've got as well. So you have common shards, and then you've received the goblin helmet. So if you go into your infantry at the bottom right, there
Is
you go,
this?
that one. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I can
this
put
is the
it.
infantry. Yeah. So MeDo made it really easy as well because I thought I was going to struggle with this, but like drop and dragging items and stuff like that, so much easier. So also you have your stats at the bottom. You can change them. So if you want to like, you don't really need intelligence and dexterity at the moment. So if you take the points off, you can add them to your strength.
Okay, that's pretty cool, I think.
And the shards here, you see that shard in your infantry? That's for upgrading your gear, which if you go to the main city, you can talk to Ogre and he will teach you how to upgrade your items to make them stronger.
Mm-hmm. And should I continue to
Yeah, just keep on the first one because you've got 2 out of 3.
because I think right now I'm just on a level 1.
Yep.
I can only attack this one, right?
Yep, that's the one. Yep, because and then you should this will be the last one, and then you'll complete the quest for the marketplace. So after you've killed this one, it will be 3 kills, so you can go back to the marketplace, and it should level you up a little bit more.
Okay. Oh,
There you go.
I think I have completed this mission, right?
Yep. And now you've got some experience points, so you can add that to strength or health or defense.
And I'm up to level 2.
Yep, so you see strength, just press on the plus button where stats are at the bottom.
Oh,
This is the talent tree. So if so these are like extra buffs that go onto your characters. So say for example, there's life steal, double hit chance, holy smite, poison strike, so it poisons the character. There's a berserk where it deals more it deals increased damage when your HP is lower.
okay. I think that is a pretty cool the game with the very nice design and also with very nice game game setting. Yes, but due to our today's time limitation, I think we won't able to play through the entire game right now. But I will
Yep.
play it. I will play it after the live stream.
No, brilliant.
Okay, so let's back to our live stream. And for every audience, if you are interested for this game made by the Sean, you also can find it on the top of our marketplace on the Baidu. And that's back to our live stream. And I think that's really cool. So I think many audience are very interesting for your games. And I also ensure everyone is very curious about Sean and his games. So I have a lot of questions for you. So I guess I can go ahead and ask him for you. And so Sean, what inspired you to build this game?
So I've always wanted to make a game. Like, cause I went college a long time ago. I did game design and programming, but I wasn't very good at like the programming side. So, but I was really good with like the artistic side of like creating and stuff like that. But coding I couldn't do. So I think like maybe like 7 years ago, I tried to make a game through I think it's like Unreal Tournament, not Unreal Tournament, Unreal Engine. And I was watching videos and stuff like that, and honestly could not figure out how to use the coding at all. I watched videos, spent loads of time. I was trying to make an MMORPG, just couldn't do it. So years later, AI came out, and I thought, oh, I'll just Google something. So there was a few sites I went on where you could use AI to create a game, and I used a few other websites before MeDo, but everything I put in just it didn't work. To be honest, they were not that very good. And then when I went on MeDo, I went on to make a game. Me and my friend were talking because I was in a call on Discord, and we were saying like, what should we try and make? And we actually made, I made High School Hearts. That's like it was meant to be a joke. Like I didn't think it was actually going to make a game, and then I put in make a dating simulation with anime style, and it was fantastic. I was like, wow, I could actually make this look really good. like it laid it out so perfectly for me. So I was like, okay then. So I thought, what if I use ChatGPT and get it to design some artwork? And then I just started adding artwork, and then I was like, okay, wait there. Now, how can I make it so the characters can talk to you, you can communicate to them? And I was like, and it just, everything just worked so well. And that's how that was made. It was a joke, but it came out to be like a really fantastic and polished game.
Okay, so I think MeDo helped you a lot. And can you share about how did you use the MeDo in programs in the
How do
process? Mm.
how did I
How
use
did
it?
you? Yes.
Yeah, I just use it to play to make games. It's more of like something like I said, I've always wanted to make a game. So, and I couldn't do coding myself because like it's like learning another language. You got to put a lot of time in it and a lot of effort. And I work as well, so I don't have a lot of time to be able to relearn something. So I just use it because I had a passion. I wanted to make a game, and then I thought, okay, I'll get MeDo to do the coding, and I'll just do the designing.
Okay. And when you building these projects, um, what do you think? What is the hardest part of it, and how did you solve it?
Um, the only thing I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't really had a lot of issues with the AI. I find it that if you talk to the AI and you don't give it too much, like I used to try and use ChatGPT to like condense like a bunch of stuff, and then I'd give it to the AI. But then I found out by doing that, it kind of like made it more difficult for the AI to do everything correctly because it's trying to rush. It's trying to do everything you tell it to do, and then like it would like it would do it, but it wouldn't do it the way I wanted. So I found it that if you condense it into like if you talk to the AI more of like a person than like a robot, it seems to do things exactly how you want it to be done, and you don't have to go back and recorrect it. It's normally done the first time.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback, and we will also continue to improve the MeDo, so give our users the best ex user experience.
Brilliant.
And yes, and I think you have mentioned that you have trying and using another web coding tool, right? And why did you choose the MeDo over than our other AI tools?
Well, like I said before, when I went, because like I said, I was just messing around when I was looking for something because I wanted to make a game, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll get the AI to do it if it can make me a game. And then the other websites I went on, like I put in what I wanted, but it was like it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. It didn't look good. And then I was like, nah, I'll try somewhere else. And then I went on to the MeDo one. And then, like I said, it was purely just a joke between me and my friend. And we were saying, like, let's make like an anime romantic game for high school. And like, I wasn't even going to keep making it, but it came out so well, like, first time that, like, I was like, wait there, I can envision what I could do here. Well, let me add some artwork. Let me add, like, a shop. Let me add some other characters to school, and then like I added a map to it, and I was like, wow, it's actually crazy how like an AI system could actually make like a really good game, and so easily as well.
Yes, that is the power of the AI.
It's fantastic.
And finally, do you have any advice for our participants?
Yeah, if you're thinking of making a game, if you're struggling and you don't know how to start it off, just give the AI like a small information of what you want. Don't make it too complicated because like you're not going to be able to make something really complicated. The AI can only do so much. If you're thinking of making something like an MMO or 3D, I've seen, you can't really get something like perfect. But if you're doing like something like a 2D game, like Adventure Quest or something I've made, like Another World, which is based on Adventure Quest, it's a little bit of a mixture of all different games. If you talk to it and don't add too much information to the AI, it will pretty much get a rough idea of what you're on about, and it will do it correctly first time. And don't be afraid to add some images and then lead on to that as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for you so much. So I think that is really helpful and useful for every audience and participant. And now let's change to the subject. And let's talk about how to win. We also invite another guest. His name is Kartik. And he has an extensive experience in with the hackathon. And he want to share his insight. Hi, Kartik. Can you hear
Hello,
me?
can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to share your screen and talk
Um,
about your materials?
hey everyone, um, I'm Karthik, and I build AI tools. Founder of Love Hack. So I've made a few hackathons here and there. I've organized some. I've also participated in some hackathons. So I know what I'm, kind of talking about here. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for you guys to, participate and, get experience from, these types of hackathons. And I spend a lot of time, thinking about like one thing and how do you take a simple idea and turn it into something like, real and something that actually works. Um, yeah, and this is where like, actually like, makes a difference between, what you're building is something average and something that, you know, building something that can actually like win, in hackathons or that impresses judges, even if it doesn't win, or it gives you opportunities, going forward with, job opportunities or, just collabing with different people and building other apps or other websites or, just continuing, what you've built, in, your hackathons. And this moment matters more than you think. Because for some people, this is just another event that is here. They're participating, they're building something, and they're kind of taking out what they kind of get. But for some of you, this is like the start of something real, a project, a product, maybe even something bigger like a startup. Um, So as you kind of listen to this, kind of presentation from me, don't just hear it, but also think about how you're going to apply it in the next few, days and the duration of this hackathon. I think it's like about a month. But yeah, just kind of take this, as, these ideas and kind of, apply it to what you're kind of building. Um, and when you start building, yes. So let's start with the truth, because this is where most people usually get it wrong. Most teams don't lose because they are not smart enough. That's not the issue here. The real issue is how they approach the hackathon. First, people overthink the idea. They spend too much time trying to come up with like, a perfect idea. And I've seen this because I've organized multiple hackathons. There's just teams or people spending over 4 or 5 hours just coming up with ideas that they probably think that judges would like and build. And then once it comes through the thing and they're trying to build it, they have less time to actually build the application or project and submit it for the hackathon. So, and because of that, as I said already, they delay the starting and they sit there while other teams have already started building. So with you not starting to actually build already, like I'd say give it like 20, 30 minutes to come up with an idea. Shouldn't take too long. You can just input like, ChatGPT or Claude or any other AI LLM and just ask it to give you some ideas. Go based off of those, kind of come up with your own ideas, something that's unique, or just go off with something that, ChatGPT or Claude or Grok or, whatever the LLM gives you and, make that as your idea. And with using AI, it would probably take you 5 minutes over thinking about something. And even using an LLM, it would give you a head start and it wouldn't take you as long as for you to come up with an idea. Second is they overbuild. So once they start, once they finish the idea, they start building. They try to do too much, too many features, too many ideas, too many directions. And it overall, instead of solving one clear problem, they try to solve like everything. And that's where it comes into play. Like solving one clear problem makes it easier for the judges to see exactly what you're talking about, what you're trying to solve, and it makes it easier on them to kind of spot that problem and what your solution is to that problem. And the third is they don't finish um, because of either the first two things that I said. Times runs out, and what they have is like half built. It's just something that's there, as in the functions don't work, or everything works, but the UI wasn't great, or they just half built the application. And in a hackathon, a simple product that works will always beat something complex that doesn't. So obviously that's why I've been mentioning building something really easy and really simple is gonna be better than building something complex that doesn't finish in time. So if you take one thing from the slide, just keep in mind, I would say start early. So come up with the ideas in 20, 30 minutes. Keep it really simple. So, you have enough time, and finish and actually submit it. I've seen people in my own hackathons where I organized, people submit them in the last hour, the last 30 minutes. Don't ever do that, because I know it takes a really long time to come up with your own stuff, to say what you want to say, to kind of brand awareness of how you're gonna pitch it to the judges. Because when you actually submit it, it's not just, hey, here's the link. Like you guys can, the judges, you can go see this. No, it's, you have a lot of steps, like what's the app name, what's the description, how did you build it, what tools did you use, all this stuff. It's mostly like it's like sharing a story. And so they want to know how you got the idea to here's the final product. And so that's what you guys kind of have to do is, have, I'd say, at least 3 to 4 hours to have time to come up with your submission, come up with everything that you're going to say. Sorry about that. Now let's take a moment to talk about the mindset, because this is what separates builders from everyone else. So when I build, I don't focus on being the smartest person in the room. I focus on the execution, and I care about getting something working and not just thinking about it. So if I see something that's not working, I will kind of go around it, finish everything else, and then come back to the problem. Because that way I have enough time to work around. And if I'm just kind of blocked, then I'm working on everything, and then I see a new angle to solve that, issue, or, because it could be like an API issue, but like when you're on this problem that you're trying to fix, your brain is thinking way too much on it or that problem, where it doesn't know anywhere else to think about it. So if you, what I like to do is, as I said, I like to go around, doing other stuff, as in like fixing other stuff in the application, or building a different feature, or a different page, or something like that, where the information on my mind kind of goes away, and I actually have time to think about it. And then I come back and I'm like, okay, I know the solution. I thought of a solution, and this is how I'll fix it. Yeah, and I didn't learn this by watching tutorials or reading, but I learned it by building again and again. So when you have more experience in building, the saying, like learn by doing. So if you do something, you'll have better experience than actually just watching tutorials and then not building, or it just keeps it in your brain. But if you're actually building applications, apps, or anything, you actually have the chance to have that muscle memory in your mind, where the next time you go to hackathons or anything, then you have, okay, here are your past experiences, or what didn't work this time in this hackathon that you can, fix in another hackathon and make better. And over time, I realized something important. It's not about how much you know, but it's about how fast you can take what you know and turn it into something real. And the biggest shift is this. So stop building for yourself, but start building for a user. Ask yourself, would someone actually use this? If you think about yourself, then you probably like what you like. But if you take another person's opinion, so, your family member, your mom, your dad, your brother, your siblings, or a friend of yours, someone on Discord or someone online, just ask for their opinion. And they would have a different viewpoint of what you would have, or they would like, the UI, or, they would have a different viewpoint of pretty much anything. And that's far more better feedback for you than, having yourself and thinking, oh, this is great, or this is great, or this is great, This is one of the most important ideas in the entire talk that I'm giving. So really pay attention to this part. Speed matters more than perfection. A lot of people think that they need to make everything look good, feel smooth, and perfect before they move forward. And that mindset will slow you down. I mean, of course, if you have more time, then go ahead. But for building something, build a feature really fast, and then not too fast, but in a normal amount of time, and then go back and kind of reflect over what you built, and don't take time to perfect that one thing where you can focus on other stuff. And you won't be working on this 24/7, maybe some people, but that then it saves you time. You can come back, and if you have a lot more time and you're like, I want to come back, I want to perfect stuff, you go ahead. But most important thing is you want to finish your final, project for your hackathon, and then you can go ahead and come back and perfect anything that you feel like, needs to change, or you can go ask people for feedback and then come back and change, whatever feedback you got from. And in this hackathon, your goal is not perfection, perfection as in like just top of the line, everything you need, but more of, progress. You want to build something working as fast as possible. You have like a month to do it, but you want to spend, time to actually get what you want to do, and then build your product and make sure it's all working. And then, actually go out. And then if you, I know, as I was saying, if you had time, then come back and actually perfect it if you want. But once you have something working, you can always improve it. You can fix it. You can make it better, as I was saying already. So always ask yourself, what is the fastest way I can make this work? And now I want to show you a real example. So this becomes really clear of what I'm talking about. The problem here is simple. Building AI apps can feel very complicated. There's too many tools, too many steps, too many APIs, too many MCP servers, all that stuff. Too many decisions. And that complexity slows people down. And in a hackathon, slowing down is not the greatest thing. So instead of trying to build something complex, as I said, the goal is to simplify everything, because you don't want to go to the judges, or at least you don't want to submit a project that has like 100 different features or like 10 different features. The judges won't know where to start. And if there's too much, the complexity will hurt you more than actually help you in some cases. And obviously, if there's a lot of features, then that won't really help you. That will actually hurt you in the future. And you have to kind of focus on what specific feature do you want, or maybe having one main feature and then having like one or two side features that will help the main feature. And in that case, that works. Yeah, so to remove as many steps as possible between having the idea and actually building it. And so the focus was, here when when I was building this project for, this hackathon, is not just on features, but it's also on speed, clarity, and execution. Obviously, this is not the final version I've built better, but okay. Uh, just okay. Yes, give me a second. There we go. Okay, so um, obviously what I did was um, the first thing I did was I went to ChatGPT. I thought of my idea, which I basically what I want to do was build a mobile app, but mobile web app. I said mobile here, but a web app basically. Something close to Duolingo, but it's basically I wanted to focus on building real life conversational practice. So when you go to a flight attendant or when you're at an interview or when you're trying to order something, sometimes some people are not comfortable about, speaking to different people, whatever it is, if um, that's why I kind of built this app. And it's fairly easy to build, with MeDo. I was actually genuinely impressed. And I know I just included my own MCC MCP server with 11 labs. So it was fairly easy to use, which plugin. So essentially all I did was just make a plugin, and it just asked for my API key and the docs of the API that I'm using. So 11 labs docs. And that was pretty much it. It was configured. And I was actually pretty surprised on that, where it was really fast to use. And, I could just make my own plugin. But essentially, this prompt, all I did was just ask it to, what my idea was, I just said. Put it into ChatGPT, gave me this whole prompt with, the different pages that I wanted, the UI I wanted, and how I wanted it. And then, it just gave me set to run, all this stuff. And then I just kind of, updated and wanted to make, better, make it better. And yeah. So essentially this is, just something I cooked up really fast, but even though version 8, but yeah. So this is Fluent Flow. This is the real life conversational assistant that helps you. So you have your day streak, completed, days, the average fluency and average accuracy. And here you can choose a scenario of, you're ordering food, traveling, job interview, or making friends. So you click enter.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our hotel. How may I assist you today?
I don't know if you guys were able to hear that, but it was able to talk because I included 11 labs as a plugin. But yeah, I just say yeah. So obviously you can't talk with this, but that's what I want to add as a different feature. But essentially, you would type in what you want as of right now, and it will give you feedback on what to correct or what it corrected, the improved version of it, and then the explanation of, how to make it better in a sense. Obviously, this is being a little nitpicky. I don't really need, punctuation, grammar, that kind of stuff. But the version that I'm going to build, obviously, is going to be a bit better. But essentially, you kind of just go through. It makes it really fast. It took me about 10 to 20 minutes to build this. Overall, took me about, an hour or so, 30, 40 minutes, 30 minutes for the idea, and then, 30 minutes to build the app and everything. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty much it. So if I go back, so essentially, here are 3 simple rules that you want to remember. First, build fast, don't wait. Start building as soon as possible, and even if it's not perfect, just start. Second, start with a problem, pick one clear problem, focus on it, and don't try to do it too much. As in, don't over solution it. Like, don't make too many features or don't spend so much time that you don't have time to, actually submit it, make a video, all that stuff. And third, you want to iterate and build something, test it, fix it, and improve it. Then repeat that process again and again. And if you follow these 3 rules, you'll already be ahead of most teams and individuals here competing for this hackathon. Now let's talk about something about what actually matters when your project is being judged. And now this is usually like at the back end, most people don't usually know what is being judged here, or what the back end kind of looks like. But most people think that judges care about, complexity of how complex your app is, or, oh, I have, 100 features, or, so many features, or, this is the best UI, or, this is the best idea. Obviously with the idea part, yes, they will care, but having too many features or having too complex will just hurt your score in how they judge it, or will hurt how they judge it. And the thing is, they care about the clarity, the usefulness, and the execution and simplicity of the project. And I'll explain these in detail as well. Clarity means that they can understand your project quickly, and if they're confused, you will lose their attention. Usefulness means it solves a real problem, something people actually care about. Execution means it works, not just an idea, not just slides, but something real. So that's where the part of actual demo, and where that demo is actually working. And simplicity means that it's easy to understand and use. And if you get these 4 right, you're in a very strong position. And one of the biggest mistakes teams make is focusing too much on the complexity side. They think about adding more features makes their projects better, but most of the time, it just makes it harder to finish. Users don't care how complex your system is. They just care if it works them and it helps them. And this is the true reality in the harsh world. People, like I've made a couple of projects, a couple of startups. Most people don't care how many features that you have. And I actually had to cut down from like 30 features to like 5. And I have like 2 main selling points now for one of my projects. And a lot of backlash, or there was a lot of hate because, I had too many projects. They didn't know where to start. That's another thing is if you have too many like features, or, you don't know your main selling point, people don't know where to start either. Or if you have like messy UI, or, that stuff, it's going to make it harder for people to, the user experience is going to hurt a lot as well. But yeah, these are the things that I kind of want to say, because this is like from my learning experiences that I made, mistakes that I made from other hackathons, or, stuff that I wish I knew that I could have used in, hackathons that I made before. And a lot of teams actually forget about the user. They usually build for themselves and not the person who actually would use the product. And in this case, for the hackathon, the judges, how the judges would use it. Overall, after the judging, I know that many of you are probably going to take this idea that you built during the hackathon and grow it into a startup or product that you can begin selling at that part. So always ask yourself, who is this for and why does it matter? And this is a very important point, because if you get this, you're also in a very strong position as well. And this is where, if this helps the judges in any case, that will also help you, in a sense where, okay, the judge would see it in a sense like, oh, I actually see this, helping others, or, helping myself, as in helping the judge, in their day-to-day use case or whatnot. And I want to leave you with this. You do not need to, oh, yeah, okay. I want to leave you with this. You do not need to be the smartest person here. You don't need to know everything. You just need to execute it, build something real, finish it, and show it. And at the end of the day, your demo matters more than your code. People will judge what they see and what they experience. So keep it simple, make it work, and ship it. And I'm excited to see what you all build, and good luck.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kartik. And also thank you so much for both of our guests. I think for our audience, they really learn a lot for all of them. And I think we covered it a lot for today, from how to approach a hackathon to what actually it looks like to build something with the MeDo. And hopefully I gave a much clear idea of the what you can do. So we also get many comments and questions from our audience. And today I want to answer this question. So first one, how do I submit the project? I think it is very simple. You can just go to the MeDo Hackathon page on the dev post, like in the list link, or scan the QR code on our screen, and just click on the Join Hackathon and register your account. Then build a project with using the MeDo. And before the deadline, complete the submission form, including your project link and short video, demo video, or a brief introduction and description. Okay, for the question 2, what category can I choose from? And there are many rules listed from the dev post page. And also, there are tracks that you can build for, including working and productivities. The second is business and e-commerce. The third is the lifestyle and games. The fourth is the learning and education. The last one is the surprise us, where you can build anything you want that we haven't mentioned before. So pick one of the categories that best fit for your ideas. And finally, we have finally question is, I never have experience joining in the hackathon before. So do I need some experience? Not at all. This is a hackathon. It's beginner friendly. So you don't need to have the previous experience. Just have an idea and get to try. So in fact, this is a great opportunity for you to build your first project. And so don't hesitate to get to start with the project right away. You can join the hackathon by using this link and also build a MeDo with your project. And also this link is for the new user of the MeDo. You can get the free about 300 MeDo credit by using this invite link. And finally, find your teammate. It's dependent on yourself. You can join this community for our Discord. And you can find your teammate and communicate something about the hackathon with this scan this QR code. Okay, thank you so much for today. And thank you for watching. And also thank you for our guest. And if you have any question, please leave the comment on our social media. And we can answer this question as soon as possible.